T Speaks here. Just got on for a minute. Been having a few conversations. So you guys know I always bring the conversations to you. And one of the discussions we had is about men. I was talking to a very close person, telling them the mandate, basically that's all my life, to encourage first men. Because I believe in the Godhead. And I'm just going to get right to it because I'm not going to be on long. So I want you guys to really get this. And if you can, why don't you tag a man? Why don't you share this with a man in your life? Father, husband, uncle, your man, your babe, whatever, young men. Because I think they may get something from this. We were talking, and I remember when it first got on my heart after I left Wall Street to go after the men. Because, and here's why it's so important, my sisters, for you to have someone that's speaking to the man in your life. Because men understand the language of other men, particularly someone like myself. I understand every plight. I understand every fight that they have internally, the kind that they won't tell you about. I understand how a man has a vision and his actions don't show that vision, and it causes him to be stagnant. I understand how men get stuck. I understand how men get motivated. I understand how men will eat, sleep, and live on something that was said years ago, be it good or bad. I understand what it means to not have a man, a father figure in your life to give you a word, to give you direction, to tell you who you are and what you should be and who you are going to be. I understand what it is to not have the nurturing of a mother. You see, all of these things help men to be broken. But oftentimes, it's not the man that gets broken first. It's the little boy in the man, or the little boy who grows up into a man on the outside. So he's getting up, going to work, making kids, taking care of kids, getting married, holding down a good job, holding down his own business. And yet, the things that caused him to come and to be who he is happened years ago, decades even, when he was but a child, a little boy. And I know the voids that men or boys, oftentimes one and the same, have. So I speak their language. And I got on this evening because after the conversation, it pressed on me and I said, okay, what are you doing to get the men at least turned right, walking right, doing right? Because as I listen, I talk to my sisters, you can find the root cause of a lot of these men and their issues and the things that they do. This one is not coming home. This one is cheating. This one doesn't seem motivated enough. This one seems too arrogant and motivated. A lot of these issues, if you trace back through, it happened during the foundational steps of their lives when they were just being put together. Something was put a little bit slanted. Something was missing. Too much in one area and not enough in another. So when he becomes verbally abusive or physically abusive, I was seeing a conversation and the women were talking. They just asked, whoever struck a man? What shocked me most was the amount of women who said I did, but only after he hit me. And I said to myself, wow. I wasn't really aware that it was that much physical abuse going on at the hands of men. You see, those boys grew up with issues, be it my mother left me, didn't love me, didn't pay me enough attention, was there but not there. That's when you have a parent there. They basically give you no instructions, no guidance, no love, no anything. Didn't exemplify love, didn't show love toward me, didn't celebrate me. Those boys who have those issues turn into men with the same issues. But instead of them being on the outside where you could see it, they're on the outside, they're on the inside. But you can feel it though, because it will come out in different ways. Barking at you during an argument, raising his hand toward you, leaving out, non-confrontational, going out there to do who knows what, but you smell a perfume and it's not yours when he comes back. So he's going to lie and say it wasn't that. He hugged somebody that he knew and it must have got on him, when your spider sense is tingling and you know that may not be true. That's that little boy and the behaviors of a boy just in a man's body. And I know these days and times it's hard, particularly for, and I'm just going to say it, for the African-American man. I don't think we've ever faced times as hard as we do now, because most of our women have been reprogrammed into thinking, if you're not coming with a certain dollar amount, I don't want you. If you're not coming looking a certain Adonis, not coming looking like a certain way, I don't want you. And if you're lacking in any area, I don't have to respect you. That's at home. Then you're going out in the street and you're already, of course, getting the same looks, like you're dirty, like you're broken, like you're nobody. You've gotten almost desensitized toward that to a degree, like you're still warning, you're still less than. You walk into a room and everybody's looking over your shoulder, looking over their shoulder like they think you're going to steal something. Those are the norm. Now you can't advance on a job because you're being put down even further, because you know systemic racism exists. You know nepotism does, because you look at the person who's your supervisor and he goes, oh no, I'm not racist, I'm not prejudiced. That may be so, but how'd you get this position? Oh no. I worked my way and I passed the test. And true, let's check and see if your score was the highest. If you're the most qualified. Oh, I get it. You worked in Walmart stockroom and they hired you to move tickets on the New York Stock Exchange because of that job. Because they said you had multitask well. Anybody can tell you that racism does exist. I would say it's not in your face, but it is. We got murdered bodies all over the street to prove that. So the man is getting that all over. Where does a man go to just be? No judgment against him. No one asking, so what do you do for a living? Because women have been so and I'm going to say it's twofold, because they may have gotten with a man who didn't do anything except lay back on the sofa, chilled, wanted to cook, and didn't want to work. That was really your fault, because you let him come without even knowing his intentions and watching him walk in it. And the moment he didn't show you what you wanted to see, you didn't get rid of him. You kept making excuses to have somebody. But there's so many other men who are judged straight up by what they do for a living, by what they drive, by how they dress. Where is the safe haven for a man to get whole without judgment? I'll wait. Can't say it in church, because I'm just going to say it. You go to church, you look like anything. All the single sisters on both sides of the row are looking and wondering, maybe I'm his wife. So you can't go there, because then you're going to automatically get somebody in the pulpit, in most cases, that's going to stand up and prophesy to you about what God's telling you to do. So God didn't tell you anything for the other 364 days. You go to church the one day and you get a word from God, like he needed to have you in that environment to speak to you. Be careful of those environments. So where does a man go to be a man? I'll wait. I'll wait some more. The truth of the matter is, men have almost no place to go. No place. But our counterparts, women have each other's sofas, each other on the telephone. You go out to dinner. You go away. You just pop up on each other. Hey, sister girl, you all right? What's going on? Talk to me. And you automatically start talking. But for a man who's taught as a child, the bigger the problem, the more you need to cover it up like it's not there, like it doesn't exist, and get hard. Be a man. Forget the problems. Go figure it out. I'm so sick of people expecting my brothers and myself to be able to figure it out. But you have all kinds of women support groups. You can't even go inside. Listen, you try to go into a home, a type of environment where you could stay for the night, some kind of shelter. Women are allowed, men are frowned upon. A man can't even tell a woman he's seeing most times, I don't know. For fear of backlash. What do you mean you don't know? You're a man. Let me just declare this. My sisters, just because my brother is a man doesn't mean he has it all figured out. And I want to say to you brothers, and I'm talking to myself as well, if you don't know exactly what's the next 8 steps to go, if you don't have the house sitting on the hill with the white picket fence, the little dog, and 3.5 children, if you don't have the money to buy the biggest engagement ring so that she could brag to her friends, if you're not driving the S63 Benz or the 850i BM or the Double R or the Audi, listen, if you haven't traveled the entire world and first class, if you don't have enough clothes to wear for 2 weeks straight without having to duplicate or run something twice, if you're not making 125 and better a year, if you don't have all the answers to what to do with your kids, I got on to tell you it's all right. A lot of us don't have it figured out. It's all right. See, because as men, we beat ourselves up and we cry loud silently and in the dark, meaning on the inside we're screaming, but silently on the outside so you'll never know. In the dark so you can't see the real me. For I'm afraid with your judgment, it will take me down a worse place. So I don't let you see me. I mask. How long? You ask T Speaks. How long do they mask? Most times forever. Until the right woman comes along and spots it and goes, you don't need that. I'm genuine, and what I feel for you is genuine. I got on to say, my brother, it's all right if you don't know the next 8 steps to take. Take one. It's all right if you're not giving all the money that your kids need because you don't have it right now. Give what you can and develop a plan to give the rest. I'm not saying it's okay to not take care of your kids. But the pressure that the kids' mothers in the court systems put on us at times when we are trying to catch... You ever get in wind and the wind is blowing so hard you can't catch your breath? You have to turn away from it and breathe in because you can't breathe? If you're trying to catch your breath and you find yourself keep getting hit and knocked down, you find yourself with no other options, don't freak out. Don't trip, my brother. I want you to get in contact with me. I want you to email me at timistspeaks@gmail.com. Or I want you to call me at 917-363-3514. And let's talk about it. Because I understand where you are. Without you even telling me, I understand that because I'm a forerunner. And 9 out of 10 things that you're going through, I've already experienced and come through it. I need you to know tonight that it's all right. It's all right to not have it all together. It's all right not to be able to put everything that you have in your mind into reality just yet. I got a saying when my sons have something that they need to do, they never say I can't. They say I'm having trouble. My brother, I understand you may be having trouble in your life, in your marriage, your relationship, on your job, in your company. I understand you may be having a little trouble, but it doesn't mean that you can't. It just means that sometimes you have to talk and lay it out and to get another fresh mind that's going to be able to talk and identify with you, because I don't know about you, but when I hear a preacher or pastor or bishop start to tell me about what they would do if they were in my situation and they've never been in it. Like, you can't tell me just put the bottle down if you never drank excessively. You can't tell me to put it down if you haven't found solace in a bottle. You can't tell me to get out of her bed if you never been stripped of feeling wanted by anyone to start off with. If you want your mother to hold you, if you long to have your own wife, if you literally have a void, you can't tell me to go ahead and do this right away because you don't know what it takes for me to do it. You can advise me on methods to get it done. But sometimes, you ever heard the saying, it's a lot easier said than done? The reason why I think that was enacted, the reason why I think that was embraced by society is because oftentimes it is. It's not easy to give up something that you want, something that you love, or something that has been good or benefited you in the past. I don't know why this example came to mind. 5 years I cheated on my taxes, claimed whatever, and I got an extra 5 to 10 stacks. The 6th year, I may be tempted and may go through with it and declare everything that's right on my taxes. But if I see that out the 5 and 10 stacks extra I used to get, walking home with sometimes $13,399, $13,300, and yet the 1 year that I chose to go the right way, I got back a total of $1,951.36. What happened to the $12,000 extra? It's gone. It may be a time when next year, when my tax guy asks me, I come out and say, well, yo, do what you got to do. I like when I was getting those big ones, I'm ushering him to go ahead and lie for me. So in essence, I'm a piggyback liar. I understand how the challenge may be, you know what's right, but you still find comfort in doing what's wrong. I got on to say, my brother, it's okay if you don't have it all. I need you to take one step. That's all. One step. You know what's going to happen when you take the one step? You can quote me on this. The second one is going to become easier. The second one you're going to be more motivated to take. The third one is going to seem like a light switch just came on. By the time you get to the 5th and 6th one, you're going to be so elated, so overwhelmed with joy, to where it'll be like a first nature for you to do it. No decision, my man, come on, do what you have to do on those taxes. You know, keep it tight and right. Don't add nothing extra, don't take nothing away. That's when you're starting to get to that place of comfort, that you trust yourself, those around you, that you're good. But it comes not often right away. Sometimes it's delayed. Sometimes you want to do it and it's hard to do it. Sometimes you don't want to go there and you cry because you're leaving there. Sometimes you didn't want to hit her, but then you should never hit her. But that's the result oftentimes of other things that have stayed festering in. Haven't come out, but they stayed in. I got on to say, brother, it's all right if you don't have it all together. You can get it right. I believe in you. You can get it right. But I need you to take a step. Whether you reach out to me or to an organization or someone else you believe, it is available to you. I want you to pierce through your addictions to whatever it is. Food, women, travel, whatever addiction you have. Bring it down. Let's figure it out together. Your life depends on this. I'm not talking about your natural life, because you may have 29 years old, 30 years old, 25, your whole life in front of you. But what kind of life are you going to live is my question. I need you to know that it's all right. Got on to say that. Reach out to me, brother. Let's talk. Let's figure this out together. You guys are going to be hearing a lot from me. I got some things in the works, particularly geared toward men. Because a man needs two things in his life, in my opinion. His God and his wife. He's good. With those two, he's good. Bless you. T Speaks. Get at me. I'm here. Let's do this together. My brother. Can we talk? Can we really talk about it? Don't give up. If you throw the towel in, I'm going to throw it back to you. I won't let you concede to pressure. I won't let you be down on yourself. I won't let you forfeit your purpose and your path because of a moment situation. Situation going to be over like that. Hang in there, brother. T Speaks.